think we might get a few shots of storm.
It's okay. All right, go ahead. Tell me your story.
I think I'll start back with my grandmother. She was born in Ireland in 1900, December 21, 1900. She was the first child of 10. Her dad was named Michael McGealy, and her mother was Mary Jane Downey. I'm not sure what Julia Downey. My mother's name was Mary Jane, and I think they called her Sissy growing up, and my dad called her Molly. But she, Skerries is at the very end of the peninsula, 9 miles north of Dublin. It's got the English Channel on one side of the peninsula and the Irish Sea on one side, the English Channel on the other side. And her house was at the very tip end of the peninsula, and it was beautiful. It was so pretty that later they tore those houses down. There were only 3 houses out there, and they were her cousin's houses. And they made a park out of that area because it's so beautiful. And it was also the hideout for the pirate, I think it was Blackbeard. It was a beautiful area. So they were probably my cousins, I'm sure. Now she married a man named Donahue, and she had 3 boys. Michael, John, who died at 1.5 years, Danny, who died at 11 of spinal meningitis, and then my brother Michael was 11 when his brother Danny died. But the family somewhere in there moved to my mom's family, the father, mother, and all the brothers and sisters moved to Manchester, England. My mother always told me it was because of work, but I just recently found out that apparently my grandfather, Michael McGealy, made the English a little bit angry for some reason. They called the English soldiers were stationed in Ireland. They called them the Black and the Tans, the Black and the Tans. And I'm not sure what he did, but they had to leave the country in a hurry, and that's why the whole family went to Manchester, England. So my mom was telling a fib. Surprise. So anyhow.
So who'd you hear that from?
My brother, Roy.
How did he figure that out?
He's been talking to my cousin Larry.
Oh.
You know, because Aunt Kathleen and my mom were sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, that's where my dad was a sea captain, and my grandma's brothers were all seamen, and they used to hang out at my mother's mother and father's house, and they would feed them and have parties, and that's where he met my mom. And he's the one who first started calling her Molly, so it was Molly McGealy. And then after they married, right about that time they were engaged, Danny died. He had been in a coma for 6 months with spinal meningitis, and he died. And then they came to America on my dad's ship, the Liberty Globe. And Michael was 12 years old then.
Pretty cool.
And they settled. My dad was stationed in Galveston, Texas, and that's where my sister was born, in Galveston, and then he was stationed in Baltimore. a year and a half later, and that's where I was born, at Johns Hopkins Hospital in 19 something. That's so funny.
19 blah blah.
April 22nd, Hitler's birthday.
Hitler's birthday, blah, blah, blah. Okay, thank you, Mom.